Good morning, 5th grade. I wanted to share a few more problems to wrap up lesson 1-5 so that we can take a quiz this morning on what we've been working on so far. So I wanted to take 3 2/9 and turn it into a fraction with you. So we're thinking about this is a fraction with a denominator of 9, which means all of our wholes have 9 pieces in them. So 3 2/9 is like thinking 1 plus 1 plus 1, and then plus those extra 2/9. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 2/9. Each of these wholes, because I'm working with 9 as a denominator, are actually going to be written as 9/9 plus 9/9 plus 9/9, and then I still have these extra 2/9. Oops, 2/9. And when I add those up, I know that 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 plus 9 is 27. Plus 2 more is 29. So I have 29. The denominator stays the same because we only add the numerators. I could also think about that as I have 3 9s. 3 times 9 is 27, plus an extra 2 is 29. So that's how I take a mixed number and I turn it into an improper fraction. My next one I want to show you is taking that improper fraction and turning it into a mixed number. I see that the numerator is bigger than the denominator, which automatically clues me in that this is an improper fraction or a fraction greater than 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out of this 5, I'm going to pull out 1 whole. And since this is in thirds, I know that 1 whole is 3/3. Well, I still have more because I only have pulled out 3/3. I still have 2 left. So I'm going to pull out of this 5 whatever I have left. So 5 minus 3 is 2. I have 2/3 left. Because when I work backwards, 2 plus 3 equals 5. So now in looking at this, 3/3 is the same thing as 1 plus 2/3. So my answer to this one is 1 2/3. Okay, so that's how I can take an improper fraction and turn it into a mixed number. I wanted to show you one other thing today, and that is if I have one of these really big improper fractions. Now, I'm going to show you the traditional way of doing this, and then I'm going to do it another way that might be a lot easier for some of you. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, I have a denominator of 9, which means that every whole I pull out is going to be 9/9, because that's 1 whole. Well, I have to do that 62 pieces. So I'm going to go another 9/9, that's 18, another 9/9, that's 27, another 9/9, 9 times 4 is 36, another 9/9, well, 5 times 9 is 45, another 9/9, 9 times 6 is 54. Well, can I put another one? I know that 9 times 7 is 63, so that's not going to work. So then how many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 9s is 54. So I'm looking for 62 minus 54, just so I'm making sure I get the right amount. And if I take that away, I have 8 left, plus another 8/9. Well, that's going to be 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 8/9, which gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 8/9. Now, there is an easier way to do this. If I have the fraction 62/9, what I can do is I can divide. And what I'm going to divide is the denominator into the numerator. So I'm going to say 9 into 62. I'm going to do 9 goes into 62 6 times. 6 times 9 is 54. I can subtract and I get 8 left over. The 6 becomes a 5 and the 12 the 2 becomes a 12, which is how I get my 8. Well, now I have a remainder of 8. And what happens with this 8 is it's going to become my numerator. So the remainder becomes the numerator. And the divisor, which is over here, the divisor becomes the denominator. And we see we got the same answer, 6 8/9, as when we were dividing. I'm going to write this down. The divisor is the numerator. So that's how we can go ahead and divide and see if we get the same answer. I'm going to go ahead and do one more of these for you just so we can make sure that we are on the right track with division, because the division can be a little bit trickier. I'm going to take one from your homework last night, which was 10/7. I'm going to go ahead and put it right up here. So I have 10/7. In order to change this into a mixed number, I'm going to go ahead and divide the 7 into the 10. Denominator goes into the numerator. So I'm going to divide 7 into 10. 7 goes into 10 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. 10 minus 7 is 3. This becomes the numerator, which is 3. And 7 is the denominator. So I have 1 3/7. And if you check your homework, I got the same thing there. If you have any questions, bring them to my Zoom or email them to me if you want to ask them sooner. See you soon.